The people implicated in Thabo Bester's prison break are scheduled to be in court in Bloemfontein today. They are facing a range of charges such as fraud, corruption, aiding a prisoner's escape, arson, as well as disturbing a body. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is expected to be present, despite her legal team claiming that arrangements were made for her to appear virtually due to ill health. eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane is covering the story for us and joins us live now all the way from Bloemfontein this morning. Slee, good morning to you, and understand that precisely informs the delay as to why we haven't seen court proceedings resume just yet, because Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is making her way to court and not appearing virtually as previously understood.
So we understand that she was, of course, transported from the Kroonstad prison this morning. But from what we understand from her legal team is that arrangements were made for her to appear virtually, and that is because she has been complaining that she wasn't feeling well. We understand that she has arrived here in Bloemfontein and is currently based at the Park Road police station, which is just a couple of meters away from the courthouse. But just to understand a little bit more about the issues surrounding her health, I do see her legal representative, Mr. Machini Mtlowung. Thank you so much for your time, Advocate. Perhaps if you could just clarify for our viewers, how exactly is Magudumana feeling this morning, and what were the arrangements for her appearance today?
Look, we got a call yesterday, which we responded to promptly and pronto by going to the correctional center in Kroonstad. And upon our arrival there, we realized that she was not in a good space, in a good condition medically. But obviously I couldn't have diagnosed her. I'm not qualified to do so. I then requested further information from the medical, officers there. And then I actually requested to speak to the medical practitioner who consulted my client. I was told that I can't speak to her without, following the protocols. And the protocols there is to see her in the presence of the area commission. I went there, I obliged, I went there, wanted to get more information in as far as that is concerned, because I got worried that if it's food poisoning, and I understood it to be something that was actually rife there at the time. I think from Monday or Tuesday, inmates complained of, some ailments that are associated with food poisoning. Now, from the discussion, because I wanted medical reports, I couldn't get one. I was told the medical reports will be, or information will be shared between Department of Justice and Correctional Services. So I left it at that, knowing fully well that she's not going to be appearing in court today due to her medical condition, only to be taken by surprise in the morning, to be told that she was taken by force into a police van. I can tell you now, I tried to go see her in the cells. She's lying on the floor in the cells. That's the worst form of inhumane condition anyone can be subjected to.
So at this point, is she still at the Park Road police station? We understand that she is said to have fainted while she was there. Can you confirm this, and do you understand why you're not allowed to actually go and see her inside?
Yeah, I can confirm she did faint. I got information actually that I should rush to Park Road police station. I went there, and upon my arrival there I was told to see her through some classes, which obviously I found to be really unacceptable. You are told your client is fainted, and you then refuse direct access to see her. For what? I don't know. I then left, only for her to be brought in the police cells. She is down in the police cells in the basement. She's on the floor, as I say. The situation, the conditions are appalling. This is really a worst form of inhumane condition that can subject even an accused person. They also have rights. By the way, she didn't invite illness. She is unwell. She is unfit to be here. And yet she had to be dragged all the way here? Is it because she has to be subjected to some form of humiliation? For what reason?
Do you know if she's received any medical attention as of right now?
I heard that the paramedics went there to see her. Paramedics went there to see her. And that's about it, Other than that, she hasn't. And we will ensure that, she received the necessary medical attention.
So at this stage, before we can start, do you think she will be able to come up from the holding cells? Or perhaps do you intend to inform the magistrate that perhaps she cannot appear today?
Look, we have already informed the magistrate earlier about her condition. And now I've seen her and she's on the floor. In my years of experience practicing in these courts, I've never seen an accused person appearing in court on a stretcher. That's the only way to take her up. And look, it's neither here nor there. The issues are we postpone. I don't understand, why the big deal. We postpone. It's business as usual. We postpone. We get the date. The matter is transferred. There is no hiccup in terms of the procedures. The proceedings will still continue unhampered. I don't understand why the fuss about her just being on the stand for postponement when she is not well. I still don't understand it. It doesn't disrupt any chain. It is just a pure issue of her not being there, and the matter is postponed in her absence.
Just lastly then, Mr. Mhlobung, talk to me about her fight to be released on bail. She was denied bail in her application. Have you filed papers to appeal? Have you received instructions to appeal?
Look, we have received instructions to appeal against the refusal of bail. We have gone through the mechanical recordings, the transcripts. We are actually very convinced that another court may as well reason differently, and thus we are pursuing that route, to appeal the decision of the court of refusing her bail.
Lastly then, in terms of the appearance today, we do understand, of course, that there was a likelihood she was going to be seated next to Thabo Bester. She has indicated in her bail application that she was forcefully removed out of the country by Bester. Did she indicate any nervousness to be seated next to him?
Look, like we said in our bail application, we don't really see the relevance of that. And in terms of the sequence of accused seated, she's accused number 4, Bester is accused number 5. Inevitably, she's still going to be seated next to her. So in our view, it's really immaterial and neither here nor there, and has got no bearing whatsoever in respect of the avenues that we are pursuing, bail appeal that we are pursuing, even in the main trial, she will still be seated next to Bester. So to us, it's nothing to worry about.
Will you be lodging a complaint, perhaps in terms of the treatment that she's received today?
It's inevitable. It's really inevitable. In actual fact, plain complaint, it would be just, pouring down water on this issue that is so highly emotive. This is just a pure gross violation of human rights. It should go beyond just laying a complaint. There has to be some stern action taken against those who are responsible for incidents such as this. Definitely we have to.
Thank you so much for your time, Advocate. All right, that is Advocate Macheli Mhlobung. He represents, of course, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, and as you've heard from him, confirming that she fainted, saying to us that his client is lying on the floor, that he's been told she was attended to by paramedics, but at this stage stating that she is not in good health. At this point, we don't know, Dumelo, when court proceedings are expected to begin. I'm going to ask Joko and to just pan to my left, you can see that inside the courthouse we do have heightened security outside of the courtroom. We do know that earlier on the correctional services officials did a sweep of the courtroom. We know that Thabo Bester is of course also expected to be here, but also to my left you can see seated in the court corridors and on the benches are some of those who are accused and implicated in the escape. We have Sunuhe Matwara, who's accused number 1. We've got Tebogo Pulu seated there. We've got Mutenyana Masukela, as well as some of the other suspended and former G4S employees who have been implicated in this escape saga. Inside the courtroom at this stage, we have set up as the media. However, we are awaiting to see exactly when we will be starting with the court proceedings. At this stage, it's quite unclear.
Well, of course, we understand that even when court does, resume, there might be a postponement, just according to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's legal representatives are telling you there, from what I've heard, due to her ill health, they might be seeking a postponement at this time. But we'll wait and see what happens once, of course, court does resume out in Bloemfontein, with eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane providing those developments for us live.